Dynamic Brothers.
Hey guys, welcome back to Surprise That's Good podcast. I'm your host, Michael Sarabona.
And I'm Isaiah Amaro.
And today on Surprise That's Good, we are reviewing pretty much a very underrated, unappreciated, really when it came out, nobody talked about it. But honestly, I consider this movie to be probably one of the best comic book movies to film adaptations, and that is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yeah, when this movie came out, I remember theaters, it wasn't as big, but when it hit like DVD and stuff, that's when it kind of it had its cultural followings. Like I started seeing people watch it at school, started seeing people like quoting it, T-shirts and all that. I think even there was a game on it on Xbox 360.
I played it. Yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah,
it was more like a side scroll fighting game.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. No, and I remember when this came out, I saw it on like opening weekend, and again empty theater, just like when I saw Dread, empty theater, and honestly, first time I watched it, I did not like it.
It grew on you?
When I saw it again on home video, loved it. Like a complete 180.
So you saw it from a different point of view.
Saw it from a different point of view. Like, I don't know what was with me when I first watched it. When I first watched it, I'm like, this is really stupid. Like, this is corny.
When you,
what is this?
It's weird because it jumps all over the place. Like, it's not your typical story from point A to a middle point and point B into the final C. Like, this is like, it will jump you from A to C. Like, not saying like the story is all over the place, but like it would just take shortcuts just to get around the areas. Like it doesn't take you in a straight line.
This is a very specific movie for a very specific audience. Like you can't really show this movie to any like random moviegoer out there. You know, like if you don't really know about like video game and comic book culture, like
this is all
hard one to get through.
This is something where I feel like they took the comic book feeling with all like the action quotes everywhere on the side to scrolling everywhere, and then the whole video game aspect of what your like 16-bit old like Super Nintendo games would be like, and it kind of rolled it into like a unique egg roll.
Yeah, it's super unique. So I think we should start off by saying, what is this movie about? Why is Scott Pilgrim trying to fight the world? Isaiah, what is this movie about?
So Scott Pilgrim versus the World is this quirky type kid in Toronto,
Canada. Yeah.
Toronto, Canada. At first he started to date like this high schooler girl, 17 years old, and makes it a big deal and stuff.
Literally how the movie starts off, it's Scott Pilgrim is dating a high schooler.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it made it a whole big deal. Then this whole new girl shows up from America, and he just falls madly in love with her. From the first moment he saw her, totally trying to leave his new girlfriend now for his new girlfriend.
Which he's like 22 and she's like 17, so you're kind of okay with it.
Yeah. So, and then on the downfall is with this girl is she has 17 exes.
7 evil exes.
7 evil exes that he will have to battle
and fight.
And to fight them, yes.
So pretty much it's kind of like Mortal Kombat.
To an extent, yeah.
It's Mortal Kombat meets like what was that other movie of Michael Cera? Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist.
Oh, I thought you meant the other one we had like the split personality.
Oh, Youth and Revolt?
Youth and Revolt.
No. I'm talking about because Nick and Nora was all about like music and stuff.
Oh yeah, this movie is 100% like music, comic book, video games.
This is a musical comic book fighting movie.
Yeah, on paper, this movie, I did not know how it worked. I didn't know how Universal approved of this. This is the work of you know what? You're the director. Do it. I believe in you.
This is an Edgar Wright movie. Who, if you know who he is, he directed Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, At World's End, Baby Driver, that came out last year. And, you know, he's got a unique style to him. And this is, like, his ultimate, like, look at my style.
Which I was kind of weird, like, curious of, like, what would his Ant-Man would have been like.
Yeah, because he originally was supposed to be directing Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't play ball with what Marvel... And he was on the Ant-Man project for like 10 years.
Like, he tried to get that thing off the ground.
Like, way before it was, like, Marvel Studios.
Yeah, but once, Kevin Feige took over, you got to play ball with Kevin Feige, even though he's more...
Look, Kevin Feige works for the mouse.
Exactly.
You got to play ball with the mouse. And Edgar Wright decided not to play ball with the mouse, and he, got kicked off the project, or, creative differences happened.
But, this movie is, like you said, it's a perfect example of what a director can do if you give him all free range. And this worked out perfectly in his sense.
And honestly, this movie has a hell of a cast to it.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Cera, Chris Evans, Brendan Routh, Anna Kendrick's in this.
Captain Marvel's in this.
Brie Larson is in this.
Brie Larson is in this.
First movies I've ever seen Brie Larson in. Like, I'm telling you, like, a lot of people who've ended up playing superheroes. Michael Cera voiced Robin at one point.
Yeah, for Lego Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, Superman, Adam, Brendan Roth, Human Torch, Captain America.
Torch, yeah. It's kind of crazy the amount of people that are in this movie.
Yeah.
And this was made in 2010. I think it came out around the summertime, so it kind of got buried with a bunch of other things. So yeah, and this was, like, I've tried showing this movie to many people over the years, and you can get a very mixed response. It's
either you like it or you don't.
Or you don't. But I feel like this is definitely one of those movies where, like, you should definitely try to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can end up loving it. Like, it's ridiculously funny.
Yeah, it's that weird, like, quirky sense of humor. Like, it's like, oh, like you had to think twice, like, really? Like, and then they just kind of throw it at you on purpose.
Yeah, so on this show, we break down into different categories. Like, we have our favorite moments, our favorite characters, our favorite line, and a sequel idea that we would, if we were writing the movie, what kind of sequel would we give it?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, we're going to start off with our favorite moment from Scott Pilgrim. Isaiah, what is your favorite moment?
Well, my favorite moment is something where it wasn't a funny moment, but it was somewhat of a character bait. Like, you can see him emotionally going through it, and where he's breaking up with his 17-year-old girlfriend. He's sitting on the bus, and you see him, like, depressed and stuff. He just broke up with her. So you see, like, and on the side of it, you've seen, like, this memory type bubble of, his girlfriend and his ex-girlfriend and all that.
It's knives. Showing, like, her it's just her,
like her being sad and stuff and all that. And then next 2 seconds later, you see the new girl, Ramona Flowers, coming in, and then you see, like, a smile on his face. It's like, you know what, like I got something better. Yeah, like, I don't have to be depressed anymore. I got something better.
Yeah, the kind of thing about the main character is a little bit of a. He's kind of an asshole.
He is an asshole.
Like, literally, like, he's with this girlfriend.
Correct.
And then once he sees somebody else, he just, automatically just dumps her. And doesn't really feel any remorse about it.
He's not really the best, band member either.
No. I love the music. The music in this movie is awesome.
Music is awesome, yeah.
It's a great soundtrack. No, that's a nice moment. My moment is when his confrontation with Chris Evans' character, the actor.
Before they fight, can I get your autograph?
No, but it's how he defeats him. So
yeah.
He's like, wow, you're a really good skater, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I own my own skate company. So he's like, can you do a thingy off that other thingy? And he's like, it's called a grind.
You want to grind down this rail.
And he's like, yeah, well, can you do a grind? There's girls watching. And then he does, so Chris Evans is like, somebody bring me my board. And it's just Scott Pilgrim's friend Wallace comes up, hey, big fan.
He's bored.
Like, why wouldn't you be?
I love Chris Evans. This one
is so funny. And then he does like this, like in a video game, like he's like grinding on railings and stuff down this hill. And it's just like, it's showing him going like super, super fast. He got like a score. You see the kilometers going down and see how fast he's going. And then it just cuts back to Scott. He's like, wow. Cuts back to Chris Evans just like going super duper fast. And just cuts back to Michael Cera like, wow. So it's just like the timing and everything. It's such a funny scene.
Yeah, I liked how he planned like with a lot of his exes. Like he just kind of like, okay, what type of flaws do they have?
No,
I'm not gonna fight him. It's just what type of flaws so I can try to beat him quickly.
There's a one line like, "Can you give me a backstory of it?" She's like, "Why? What does that matter?" Well, something in the backstory can kind of hint at how I can defeat them. Obviously.
Honestly, yeah, it points out everything. Like, oh, just touching the back of the leg. Really?
Really?
What's that gonna do? Like, how does that work?
Well, when we were making out, it's just enough.
I don't want to hear it.
Just defeats them. Like, oh, it's so good. Honestly, it's a very, it's very smart script.
It is.
It's a ridiculously smart movie.
And I think that's why it worked. If the script wasn't there, and it was just the way it is, but with a terrible script, I don't think it would have worked out.
Like, it's just incredible. Like, this entire movie is just timing. Comedic timing, and a lot of, like...
And it doesn't stop.
Does not. This movie never
It just
stops.
goes and goes and goes.
Like, there's no breathing. There's no, like, moment of, like, oh, I can relax right now. No, this movie is just... It's like a train. It just... Once you're on, you keep going.
Yeah, it's like 1 minute he's on the phone, next minute someone's at the door, and then he jumps out the window.
Is Scott here? No, he just left. You see him jump out the window.
You see that? Sorry. He's like, oh, okay. You see him running by.
No, he comes back to grab his coat.
Oh, so what is your favorite character?
My favorite character is the gay roommate Wallace.
Ah, damn it! That was my favorite character.
He has all the best lines, all the best moments. Super hilarious.
And he points out like almost everything. Like right when they're about to fight, like, oh, Evil X, fight.
Evil X, fight him.
Fight him.
I know, and he has a brilliant line, and it's my favorite line, so I'm not gonna say it right this second. But another funny moment with him is when Scott's sister brings her boyfriend to the band to the show, and he's like, so do they suck or rock? They haven't started playing yet. That was a test, Jimmy, and you passed.
No, I was like that moment too, where like the band is about to start, and then it was like 6 seconds and they're already done. And he's like, hey, it's not a race, guys. Okay, this song goes out to the guy in the audience.
Or it's like, no, the band's... What was that? Do you remember what that band's name was?
Crashing the Boys.
We're Crashing the Boys. He's like, is that girl a boy? Yes.
Yeah. She flips him off.
It's just super dry humor that comes out of him.
Oh, he's awesome. He comes in passed out drunk, and he starts talking to Scott and stuff. It's like, oh, you should break up with her. You should break up with her. He ends up calling his sister when he passed out. Yeah, how'd you know, Wallace?
That gossipy bitch.
How does he do it? He's already passed out, and he's got a phone in his hand.
I will say, if I have to pick a second character, since we both picked the same one,
yeah.
I will have to say it would be definitely Chris Evans. Chris Evans in this movie is awesome.
Chris, yeah, I liked his character. If I had to pick someone else besides him, since we had the same character, I would have probably picked Brandon Routh's character.
Oh, the
vegan.
The super vegan?
Super vegan. It's like, how does that work?
Vegan gives you superpowers.
And he starts thinking, he's like, and then the maid is going to see you on Monday. It's like, why? Because you're going to be dust after I'm done. Because it's Friday now, and the maid doesn't work on weekends.
The lady doesn't work on weekends.
So she has to clean you on Monday. So because she dusts.
She dusts.
He's like, right? Does that make sense?
Right? Oh my god. Like, I'm telling you, like, it is so hard to show somebody this movie. Because honestly, it's once it gets to that point where he's a vegan with superpowers.
It's like
that's like, where's this movie going?
And then the Punisher comes in.
Oh my god,
as the police, the vegan police.
Because Scott Pilgrim tricks him into drinking a half and half coffee when he thinks it's soy. So then the vegan police comes in. It's just, oh my god.
Yeah, it's the guy. I forgot his name. The guy from the Punisher.
Thomas Jane.
And the Mexican from
Cliff.
You got me though. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know. It's like he's from Boondock Saints too.
Yeah, and you saw Pacific Rim.
He was in Pacific Rim.
Yeah, he played. Yeah.
Oh yeah. How come he didn't show up in the second one?
Because he has standards.
Yeah, good for him. Charlie Day didn't have standards.
No, he didn't. But I love the vegan police because they had like their finger gun out and their fingers glowing.
De-veganize.
De-veganize. That was great.
And then it literally looks like a shot from a video game.
He just explodes to coins and shit.
Yeah. Oh, I love that when somebody like dies, because pretty much like they die.
They die. Yeah, they just
turn the coins. It's a video game. This movie is a video game. You're watching a video game.
I love it.
That's great. I mean, honestly, would you consider this the greatest video game movie of all time? In a way, it kind of counts.
In a possibly way, just like how, like, let's say, like, Jumanji is a video game movie.
Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle is a video game movie.
It is. Not based off a video game, but it is a video game movie.
By the way, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle is fantastic.
Yeah, if we had to do a review on it, this movie would have been pretty much dynamic.
Dynamic, for sure. Sorry to get off this, but I just have to say that.
Yeah, just like if Coco, if we would have watched Coco, like if I did a review on that, that would have been dynamic too.
Still have not seen Coco. Really want to. Fantastic.
But Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim is still, like, I would put Scott Pilgrim at dynamic.
Yeah, that movie, if it would have came out now, we would have saw it, this movie would have been dynamic.
Yeah. Alright, so what is your favorite line?
My favorite line in the movie is, if I have to go shot by shot of it, is when, you know, he's talking to Ramona, and they're on their way to Chris Evans.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you know, it's like when I'm with you, I kind of feel like I'm on drugs. Not that I do drugs, unless you do drugs. In which that case, I do drugs. I do them all the time.
I do drugs all the time.
All of them. And it's just something's like, okay, like, so you love her that much to what you would just do anything for her.
Oh, that reminds me, because like the scene before it is where he made her dinner and he's like eating garlic bread and he's like, I can eat garlic bread all day. This could be like the only meal I eat. And she's like, well, that's gonna turn you fat. He's like, what? Yeah, bread makes you fat. Bread makes you fat?
And it just cuts all the way through it. It's just like afterwards, like, yeah, you know, your hair's getting a little shaggy. Do you just put on a hat to cover your head?
No, let's go.
No, let's just go.
No, so my favorite line is from the it's in the scene where the first Evil X comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And when right after when he gets punched by the Evil X punches out Scott, and it's just Wallace in the balcony. He's like, "Hey, watch out! It's that one guy." What's that? Wallace says something.
Wallace is like he points out like everything that we would point out in a movie.
Watch out! It's that one guy. Wallace is awesome.
Wallace is awesome. Oh man! So if you had to do a sequel to this movie, Scott Pilgrim 2, Scott Pilgrim versus the World 2, however you want to call it.
It's not okay. So I guess I'll go first.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Pilgrim versus the universe. Scott Pilgrim, who is now the band Sex Bomb, is now internationally famous.
Mm-hmm. So
famous that visitors from outer space, aliens,
so you're going all out,
even know of them. So the band Ramona Flowers, Wallace, they get kidnapped by aliens and taken to like an alien planet, like, you know, like a Pandora or something, you know. And the master alien guy kidnaps Ramona Flowers, and he's like, "You have to battle 8 of my best champions." That's right. I'm stealing from Thor Ragnarok a little bit. 8 of his best champions to get Ramona back, and they have to do a base battle in the end.
And you went balls to the walls with this movie.
Hey, this is a comic book world. Let's go full out. What happens when most comics start losing things? Okay, they go to space. Everybody goes to space at one point. Jason did it. Leprechaun did it.
Fast and Furious is about to do it.
They're gonna do it. You know for a fact they're going to space.
They have to. At this point, you might as well. Either that or you go into, like, the magma earth, like, underneath to do lava jumps.
Dom's Charger is going to be strapped onto a rocket, and he's going to get shot out to space.
And then the rocket's going to push it out of the way.
Damn right. The rocket's going to be in it. And guess what? It's going to be for family. You know it's going to be for family.
That is crazy. I think my sequel would be something a little more Earth-based, simple. Not, like, too simple, but Scott Pilgrim simple.
It's a simple movie.
Yeah, so them two are going to get married.
Okay.
He's finally going to lose his virginity.
Wait.
He's still a
When did
virgin.
they establish that in the movie?
He hasn't had sex in this movie. He hasn't had... Even throughout the whole movie, they're like, so you haven't had sex with her yet? Well, no, not yet. Have you had sex with her? Well, we hold hands. We almost kissed.
With knives.
No, even with Ramona, too. Like they were in bed together. They still haven't had sex.
Well, no, but he wasn't... He was with,
They didn't have sex then either.
with Nat? The ex-girlfriend?
You don't know if they had sex or not. They probably...
Assuming
The way that he acted, I
they were
assume...
with each other for a while, you would assume.
So, let's just assume that he didn't have sex.
Alright, the dude's like 22, but okay. Let's assume that.
Let's just assume he hasn't had sex yet. And then, now...
Scott.
So, the whole bachelor party... There's a battle going on at the bachelor party. It's just a whole bunch of crazy, like, things to go on. He has to fight her family.
So he has to meet the relatives.
He has to meet the relatives. He has to fight the brothers. He has to fight the uncles. He has to fight the dad. The dad is the main battle at the end.
Is this like Meet the Parents?
It's like Meet the Parents, but Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim versus the parents?
Yeah.
Oh.
Scott Pilgrim versus the family.
That's even better. Scott Pilgrim versus the family.
And of course, yeah, like the brothers have their own band. The uncles probably have a thing.
Alright, so who are you casting as the dad? Who would you cast
as a dad. That's a good one.
I already know who I want for my main evil alien villain. I don't know why I said it like that.
As my dad, I will probably put as my dad, as Ramona's dad.
My own dad.
As my own dad, in this movie, he'll be perfect. No, as I will want someone with a weird sense of humor, funny too, like, but out of nowhere. Like,
I don't know.
You know what? But let's keep it in the superhero section, like Robert Downey Jr.
You know what? I can see that.
But like in his weird type acting ways.
You'd have to make him a little bit older, cause
that's
yeah.
It's easier the older than it is the younger.
Yeah. Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey as her dad.
That's her dad.
Is the final boss.
He's the final boss.
He's the final boss before they get married.
So he has to win that battle in order
to get married. Like get her blessing.
Honestly, fits in the that actually does fit with what the movie was about.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you have to fight all of her exes in order just to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that, like, the next stage would be just to fight her family, just to get married.
Correct.
She's got to fight everyone just to do anything with her.
Mm-hmm.
But she's kind of worth it, though.
She is.
I would fight.
I will fight for her. I will leave knives for her. Because I'll probably go to jail. I don't know how good it is in Canada, but...
What's the age restriction?
I don't know.
I was really hoping that they try to, like, explain it like how they explain in New Jersey Transformers 4.
Transformers 4? The
Age of Extinction?
I saw like the beginning until I fell asleep.
Damn, there's like a 10-minute scene where they're trying to justify why Mark Wahlberg's character's his daughter is like 16, 17, why she's dating a 20-year-old.
Really? You needed 10 minutes to think of that?
10-minute scene in the middle of the movie about that.
Wouldn't it just be easier to make the guy like 18 and call it a day?
Yeah. But they brought out like the Romeo and Juliet law in Texas. Like they fully explained it.
You did not need to do that for a Transformer movie.
If anything, that's a little too smart for a Transformers movie.
Exactly. Just say the law is 16.
Yeah.
That's it. After 16, that's it. You good.
But yeah,
that's how it is in most states.
Literally a 10-minute scene in that movie. Not even joking.
Oh, Jesus. So, yeah.
So I'm casting Jeff Goldblum as my alien villain.
Is he going to be like Thor Ragnarok type alien? Or
of course.
Wow.
Well, pretty much he's just playing Jeff Goldblum.
So Jeff Goldblum is playing him.
He doesn't even know he's being filmed.
He doesn't even know he's on set of Scott Pilgrim. He just came to his house and started filming him.
It's his house. I wonder how Jeff Goldblum's house looks.
I imagine like portraits of himself in different things.
I imagine he listens to his jazz soundtrack. It just plays 24/7 in his house.
Sometimes when he feels, he feels into the mood, he plays it backwards.
I'm just feeling this today.
His dog is also named Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, it has to be. Come here, Jeff.
Come here, mister.
Fetch.
Oh, you gotta fetch the ball now, Jeff. Ready?
Oh, you gotta fetch the ball there, Jeff. You're my champion. So.
Oh, Jeff, I love Jeff.
He's a national treasure.
Oh, guys, I think that's about it for today.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in.
Please remember, guys, to like and subscribe to the channel. You can follow us on Twitter at bros_dynamic for any updates and everything. And follow us on Instagram for the same thing. It's going to be at Super Dynamic Bros on Instagram.
Yeah, and then catch us, next time with more videos.
Yeah, and please, guys, go check this one out. Highly recommend it. If you like video games, you like comic books, you like funny movies, just give this one a chance.
Yeah, so I think of an hour, 40 minutes or so. Yeah, it's not gonna kill you.
Honestly, it goes by pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fast movie.
But thank you guys again.
And please
subscribe.